Hello, everybody. It's Monica Heltz with your weekly community risk rating scale metric review. Today is Tuesday, November 24th. We are looking at 2 days before Thanksgiving right now, and hopefully, you are all making your plans to hunker down with your immediate household and enjoy some quiet family time with perhaps whatever your feast of choice is. We are looking at community transmission that continues to be rapidly rising. Our community risk rating primary metrics, again, are percent positivity and our case incidence rates. Our percent positivity rate on our countywide individuals tested rate is 16.9%. So that number is still well above our 10% cutoff for our red or severe risk category. So that remains in red. Our Fishers Health Department testing site has been lower up until recently. It had been around 5% over the last week. It has almost doubled. It's at 9.39% today. So that's in our orange category. Our case incidence rate is at 84.46 today, so 84 cases on an average of over the last 14 days per 100,000 of our population. So we've seen definitely an increase in cases. If you look on our chart on our website with our data graphs, you'll see that we've had 5 days in the last week and a half or so where we've had over 100 cases per day. So that obviously is putting a lot of strain on our staff and our ability to stay ahead of things. So we're definitely relying on you guys to help us out by staying home. Our public health capacity is our secondary metrics that we look at. We look at our testing availability, which right now is looking a little better than it was a couple days ago. I'm guessing most of you have already gotten your testing appointments if you were trying to test before Thanksgiving, which again will not clear you for your dinner for Thanksgiving. So we still recommend that you do not gather with those outside of your household. Testing availability right now is at 2 to 4 days out. That puts it in our yellow category. Our testing turnaround is at 1 to 5 days right now. Vast majority of the cases, we're getting those test results back in 3 days or less. Sometimes we're having outliers that are taking a little bit longer. You can call us and troubleshoot if it's taking more than 5 days. So I would put that in our yellow category. I do expect those testing turnaround times to continue to increase a little bit, hopefully not too much, but we're hearing from the lab partners that those are increasing pretty widely. Our contact tracing, we're still able to contact all the folks who test through our site the same day. It's really straining our contact tracers. And again, we have lots more of them now, but we're able to contact everybody the same day. But we still are seeing those delays from the ones that are coming through those other testing sites. We're trying to get to you, but we have some delays in the reporting process that comes from where you got tested. So if you have questions, feel free to reach out to us and we'll help you get your questions answered and can jumpstart that process for you. I would probably put that in a yellow to orange category right now. The state is looking at changing their contact tracing processes and doing some triage of those. So they're looking at a shorter version of their contact tracing and trying to prioritize who gets first contact tracing. That's a sign basically of the strain on the system, though. It's not necessarily a good thing. Our healthcare capacity right now, we're seeing our hospitals continue to become more and more stretched. I'm going to put that in an orange category today. We're seeing a decrease in ICU bed availability and an increase in those beds that are COVID positive. Over the last couple of weeks, it's gone from about 30% to about 23% today as far as ICU bed availability in our region or district. The hospitalization rates are higher than they were at any point previously in the pandemic. So this is all telling us that our healthcare system is very severely stretched. And if we want it to continue working for us, then we need to start paying attention to these measures and really use caution in every activity and only engage in essential activities really at this point. We're forecasting, when we look at how these rates are climbing right now, we're forecasting an approximate tripling of our total cases before Christmas. So in the next month, we are looking at a tripling of the total cases that we've seen so far. So that would mean possibly 2,500 to 6,500 new cases over the next month, which is pretty serious. So I don't want that to be you. I don't want that to be your loved one that could suffer some severe consequences. So that's why we're asking you to please use extreme caution. Please forego that large family gathering this Thanksgiving. Hunker down until Christmas. Let's be vigilant, continue to be vigilant. We have some really promising vaccine news on the horizon, but it's not going to be widely available to most of us until mid next year. It will probably be in the state before the end of the year, and will start getting administered to our healthcare providers. But it's not going to be widely available to the general public again until mid next year. So we really need to use that vigilance until then. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Be safe. Have a really safe and joyful Thanksgiving, and hopefully socially distanced and virtual in some capacities. Again, we'll take care, and we'll see you next week.